polynomials, adding polynomials. Write 5x plus 6x cubed plus 4 plus 2x to the fourth in standard form. Now, standard form is where we take the term. Now, we look here. A term is separated by a plus sign. This is a term, this is a term, that's a term, and this is a term. Those are all terms. Alright, and there's 4 terms here. And what we're doing is we're looking for the term with the highest exponent. And so this one has a 1, this one doesn't have any, this one has a 4, and this one has a 3. So if I write it in standard form, I'm going to write 2x to the fourth, that has the biggest exponent. Then I'm going to get 6x cubed. And then we'll put 5x. I'm going from smallest exponent to largest, or biggest exponent to largest. And this is standard form. Alright, we got terms. There's 4 terms here. These are powers. And we'll talk about more about that. Find the degree. There is one term here. One term. Alright? And this one term has an x squared and a y cubed. Now, if I wanted to find the degree, I'm going to take the exponents of everything that's here, and I'm going to add it up. This has a 2. I'm going to highlight it. This has a 2, and this has a 3. This is what I'm looking at right here. What are with the variables. And so there's a 2 plus a 3, making the degree 5. Okay, so this is a one term. This is mono. If you ever heard the term mono e mono, it's man on man, or it's one on one, really. Mononomial. And it has a degree of 5. And we just call it degree of 5. Alright, so let's put these in what we call standard form. Alright, and so what we're looking at in this first problem is this 4, this 5, and this 3. How many terms are there? Let's underline the terms. 1, 2, 3. Alright, whatever operation is in front of that term needs to stay in front of the term. So, if we look at the exponents, I have a 3, a 4, a 5. I'm going to put negative 6x to the 5th first. So I'm done with it. Then I get to move on. Is it 3 or 4? It is negative 5x to the 4th. And then I can put a plus x cubed. This is 3 terms, a trinomial. If you've ever heard of a tripod, it's 3-legged. Trinomial. And it has a degree of 5. Alright, let's look at this guy. Let's look at the terms. Now, first of all, there's a 2. Now, what is the exponent with this x? Well, it's 1. So I get to highlight that guy, and it becomes 1. There are 3 terms. 1, 2, 3 terms. I want the term with the highest exponent. 7x squared is done. Plus 8x to the first minus 1. That's a trinomial. And it has a degree of 2. And there's a special word for that. And it is quadratic. So we go, okay, well, this is a quadratic trinomial, and that's how we state it. This is a quadratic trinomial. It's in standard form, and that is what we are trying to accomplish. Now, Classifying polynomials. You will need to know this. Polynomials have all these special names based on their degree and the number of terms they have. If you can find the degree, you're going to be good, okay? And the ones we're going to focus mainly on are constants, linears, quadratic, and we may even get into cubic. Quartic and quintic are rarely used. Anything above 5 is called to the degree of, like to the 7th degree or 8th degree or 9th degree. Terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. Alright, so if it's separated by addition or subtraction signs, it's a term. And if we have one term, it's a mononomial. It's a one-on-one. It's versus each other. Binomial, think of a person, they're called bipodal. That means they walk on two legs, and it's binomial. Trinomial means 3. And anything above trinomial is a polynomial. So this is the word that we use for anything above 4 terms.
Tell my mother I'll be coming home soon. This one more little thing
Above 4 terms. Alright. Looking at these guys, classify each polynomial according to its degree and number of terms. The first thing you need to make sure that it is it in standard form? Standard form is largest exponent to smallest exponent. If we look here, this is already that case. We got 2. We have a 1 with that x, and that is in standard form. Now, how many terms are there? There are 2 terms. I'll underline the terms. 1, 2. There's 2 terms. There is a degree of 2. How do we find degree? Well, we look at the largest exponent. So what we call this is a quadratic. I'm just going to put quad. Well, then let's put quadratic binomial. That's how you would say it. Quadratic binomial. Next one. Let's see if we got all of them. We got 3, 2. We have 1 and another term here. So here's a term 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. 4 terms. Degree is 3. And this is how we would say it. We go with the degree first, which is 3. And if we look back at our little form here, look at my degree, it's a 3, so it's cubic. Cubic. And it has 4 terms. Whoops. Anything above 4 terms is called a polynomial. So we're going to put polynomial. And how we say this is we have a cubic polynomial. One more thing I want to tell you about is what we call the leading coefficient, the LC, leading coefficient. That is the number that is in the very front of the equation. The leading coefficient for this guy is another highlighter here. The leading coefficient for the first problem is this 7. And so the leading coefficient for this first equation is 7. Alright, now the leading coefficient for this gentleman, this number 11 right here, is not written. It's actually a 1. And so I highlight the 1, and that is my leading coefficient, which is 1. Leading coefficients are the very front of the problem. Alright, let's talk about how we use this stuff. A ball is thrown straight up in the air from a height of 6 feet at a speed of 180 feet per second. The height of the ball in feet is given by this equation, where t is the time in seconds. What is the height of the ball after 3 seconds? So t is my time. So all I want to do is I just want to plug it in. I'm going to plug in negative 16 3 squared plus 80 times 3 plus 6. So we're going to see how high this ball is. Well, we know, I'm going to rewrite this like several times. 16, 3 squared is 9. 80 times 3 is 240 plus 6. 9 times 16 is 54. Was it 14? Negative 144. 240 plus 6 is 246. So I do my long subtraction here. Line it up. 6 minus 2 is, or 6 minus 4 is 2. I get a 0. Should be 102, what is it, feet? Yep. Of feet. Alright, these next problems you are going to need to do on your own. And you will put your answers in Skyward. Okay, that is the grade book. Alright, so you'll put your answers in Skyward. There'll be multiple choice. There'll be free response. And you will put your answers in Skyward, and you'll need to do these on your own. If you need help, you come see me. If you don't need help, awesome. That's great. Alright, so finish your notes. If you need help, come and see me. If you want to print off the copy of the notes, go for it. I will see you in class.